What's up, MS Gymmers? How you guys doing? Welcome to Motivation Monday, late afternoon version. This is spring break week for me, so I was at home this morning. I was actually talking to Ken a lot this morning, but then also helping Missy out with some stuff, getting ready for us to leave town tomorrow to go travel to my hometown of Boulder, Colorado, so we can hang out with our girls and my mom for 3 days and just be off the grid, hang out, enjoy, and go do all the stuff that I used to do when I was a kid in Boulder. I get to go take my girls, who are now 5 and 4, to start doing some of the cool stuff that I used to do growing up. So it's always a pleasure for me. So that's why I'm a little bit later today. So for part 4 of our series on MS Gym Worriers versus MS Worriers, I want to ask you a question today. Are you all in, or are you just enrolled? Are you all in, committed, fired up, and passionately seeking solutions to counteract your MS and design your life? Or are you just enrolled, by meaning that you show up, you listen to what I'm saying, maybe you dabble here and there in exercise, but you really find yourself falling short, and you really find yourself in a place where it's like, well, I'm showing up, I'm doing the work, kinda, and I'm just not seeing results. And so, there's a mindset that goes into fully being all in, fully being engaged in a process of an activity, a community, or a dream. And then just being enrolled, like showing up to the conference, or showing up to work, or showing up to class, or just going through the motions, showing up to your workout, showing up to the gym. Yes, you may put in the work, and yes, I always say that by consistently focusing on movement and by consistently practicing this crazy movement med stuff, that things can happen, and they oftentimes do. But I've also said I could create for you, and have created for you, some of the most neuroplastic, some of the most exact and precise neuroplastic movement programs, exercise programs, biomechanical programs, kinetic chain programs, kinesiology-based programs. Neurologically, these programs that you guys do and the exercises that you use are super precise and super effective. And I've seen them work for 20 years. Yet, even if I create for you the perfect program, and I give you the perfect community, and I give you the perfect opportunity, perfect organization, simplistic instructions, easy for you, step by step, hold you by the hand, walk you through to your victory, there's still a chance that you may not get there because you're not fully engaged. You really don't believe that you can heal. You really don't believe that the results people are getting, they're actually getting, even though there's 1,200 of them now. For some reason, you're still skeptical. For some reason, you're still cynical. For some reason, you're still looking for the holes in this boat to point out why it will sink. Or even more troubling is that you're looking for reasons why this won't work for you. Like you're disqualifying yourself before you ever actually start. Or even when you do start, and even when you do take steps like investing in the membership and getting in there and doing your stuff, the minute you start having trouble, the minute your body doesn't respond like you think it should, you retract, you retreat, you get defensive, and you're like, this just won't work for me. I tried it, just like everything else. I tried it, and now it's not working again. This was a fluke. The first 2 weeks when I was feeling good, it was just a fluke. It ran out. The magic wore off. There is no magic here, you guys. I'm going to say this straight up. I've been very creative in how I create programming and all this stuff, but I'm going to say this straight up. None of the exercises that myself or anyone else on the planet that is a movement-based practitioner, none of us created movement. There's not a single person on this planet that can trademark a biomechanical movement because our bodies were created a long time ago, and an elbow does what an elbow does, a neck does what a neck does, a hip does what a hip does, but the way that you put that together is where the artistry comes in, right? So nobody's invented exercise. Exercise is, period. And so the thing is that no matter what program you use, the movement will help counteract your symptoms. No matter who you follow, whether it's me or someone else, I don't really care. I need you to get this message in your head. If you are not fully committed to learning about your body, connecting your brain to your body, your brain to your muscles, your nerves to your joints to your brain, if you're not fully engaged in that practice, which means intentional effort applied, you will not get better no matter how amazingly awesome the program is touted to be. So when we say that someone is all in, we are talking about an individual who consistently works hard towards doing what they want to do, towards taking action, towards the efforts and the activities and the behaviors that are needed to accomplish a dream, a vision, a preferred future. Now, these efforts, with someone who's all in, these efforts can be exhausting. These efforts can be fatiguing. You can literally get to the end of the day and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But yet there's this weird paradoxical energy that happens with it. It's like knowing that you left it all on the field that day. It's knowing that you left it all on that field by practicing what you need to practice, by feeding that movement into your body, and then trusting and believing that the work you did today will make you better tomorrow, regardless of whether you wake up tomorrow with a flare-up of symptoms or you wake up with a complete absence of any MS presence. So it's exhausting, but it's invigorating. Right? It's exhausting, but it's energizing. It's exhausting, but it's inspiring. Because people that are all in, like you guys, are focused on inspiring yourself and others. You're focused on inspiring yourself, talking to yourself in good ways. We've spoken about how words can either bring death or life, and you're constantly speaking words to yourself, saying, you're awesome, you're doing this, look what you did. Look how well you've done. You were in a flare-up a month ago, and you just walked unassisted. You were in a flare-up a month ago, and you just walked around a track. You were in a flare-up last week, and all of a sudden, you popped off and you went to a concert. All of a sudden, something changed. All of a sudden, you're better. All of a sudden, you have a reason to celebrate. But it's not really all of a sudden, is it? It's the cumulative effect of the effort that you put forth, applied towards your dream, that you vision casted in your brain, that you committed to your heart, that you infused into your spirit, that you put effort towards. And you were sold out, all in, completely focused on that effort. And that is why you have those all of a sudden moments when things all of a sudden start to work better. And then with this, what I like and what I'm noticing about the MS Gym is that you guys are not just in here for yourself. Somebody said it the other day, and I thought it was such an elegant, beautiful post. Oh, it was Marissa Mandel, I think. She said, she was talking to someone else, and she's like, every victory that you post is further proof for me and the rest of the MS Gym that we can heal. Every victory. In fact, I would even take it a step further and say that every struggle that you post is a victory. Because not only are you being vulnerable and saying, I need help, but you're allowing yourself to be helped. You're giving an opportunity for other people to be helped. Other people are seeing the opportunity and helping. And when you overcome and come out of that challenge or that struggle, that's going to be a victory for all of us. That's going to inspire all of us. You guys inspire me all the time, which is why I say that you're my heroes. So a person who's all in is focused on inspiring themselves, inspiring others, and being fully engaged in the vision of designing a life or living a life by design and not by diagnosis. You don't live by diagnosis anymore. Those rules don't apply to you anymore. A couple months back when we said, this is the rules of the MS Gym, those are your rules, not what everybody else tells you is going to happen. Now, on the converse of that, the people that are only enrolled, meaning that they signed up, they showed up, maybe they bought the membership, maybe they're logging in every now and then, whatever else, maybe they're logging in every day, but the thing is that there's a difference in the presence of someone who's all in and the difference in the presence and the engagement of someone who's all in versus someone who's only enrolled. See, the thing is, with if you're only enrolled, like meaning you're in the program, but you don't have any dream attached to why you are here, you're going to really struggle. So instead of your hard work leaving you exhausted, but yet energized and inspired and invigorated, all your hard work is going to leave you fatigued, exhausted, frustrated, and kind of angry. Because the thing is that you're doing the work, but you really either don't have a direction that you're applying that to, you don't have a reason for doing the work. It really, and I don't say this with any offense, I'm just telling you guys what I see, is that a lot of people will do exercise, and the exercise is the means to ending their pain. It is not a vehicle to pursue their purpose. And you may look at me and you're like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Like, purpose with MS, like, this sucks. Yeah, it does. The diagnosis and the experience of MS is one of the most taxing diseases that you could possibly go through as a human being. Because it's not quick, it's not short, it's not, oh my gosh, you have cancer, let's blast your body with chemo, and then the world gives you a get out of jail free card for you to just do your chemo, do your radiation, do your surgery, and then gradually come back from it. Like, that's compassion, and that's awesome. But with MS and with other neurodegenerative diseases where you can function but not optimally, and you may look like you're functioning well but you're not, there is no get out of jail free card. The world expects you to keep functioning in your state of neurologic, cognitive, behavioral, and just self-degradation and erosion. It's not fair. And so a lot of times when people enroll into a program like the MS Gym or physical therapy or chiropractic or work with a trainer or whatever it is, they show up and they're like, well, cool, I'm here, so do your work. Make it happen. It's on you. Prove this to me. And if it doesn't work, then either you don't know what you're talking about, your programming doesn't work for me, exercise doesn't work for me, I told you so, you can blow sunshine on my face, Coach T, but I told you this wouldn't work for me. I showed up, I did the work for 1 month, it didn't work, and so therefore I'm out. So instead of being in a position where you're all in and you're seeking out your path and you're using movement, mindset, and education to further your vision, grow your vision, confirm your vision, grow your faith, grow your belief, grow your hope, and march forward in an inspired run, an inspired canter, if you will, or an inspired wheel, like whatever it may be, you are constantly in a state of, yeah, I showed up, but all right, prove it to me. You say you're a big deal. I heard all this stuff works, so cool, I'm here. Prove it to me. And the thing is, you guys, is that people do show up. And they do the work. But there's not like the buy-in. There's not looking for hope. They're not looking for small victory. They're not looking for those little tiny improvements to help them develop and inspire and grow their belief that they can counteract MS. They're looking for the quick fix, quick relief, get me out of pain, get rid of my symptoms in 30 minutes or less. Otherwise, my meal should be free, right? The whole pizza thing. We'll deliver your pizza in 30 minutes or less. Otherwise, it's free. It doesn't work like that here. Because the thing is, you guys, in order to create lasting neurologic change in your body, it ain't just the physical. It's the mental, more so than the physical. I'm going to say that straight up. Your mental, your cognitive, your emotional development and transition and new way of thinking is way more important and impactful than what happens in your body, because this drives this. This doesn't drive this. This can motivate this. Improvements in your body can inspire that. Improvements in your body can give you that little boost of motivation that you need when you're not having a good day. But at the end of the day, your brain and the way that you think and the things you say to yourself and the thoughts that you have about yourself, those are what are going to allow you to get up and drive you and inspire you and excite you to get up the next day and do it again, rather than get up and be like, oh my gosh, like, do I have to do this again? I'm not seeing anything happen. So the difference between, another difference between someone who's all in versus someone who's only enrolled is that the only enrolled people are in a mindset of I have to. The all-in people are in a mindset of I get to, I want to, look what I get to do. This is awesome. See, when you're in a position where you have to do something, human nature is like, I don't really want it. Like, you guys, I had so many friends. I went to Colorado State University. It's a great state school. Like, there's some awesome programs there. There's been some amazing people that have come out of there academically, and they have some top tier programs in the entire country. But I had friends in college who literally, like, their parents were doling out cash and paying out of pocket for them to show up and go to college, and yet they didn't show up. Or they went to class because otherwise their parents were going to pull their spending money from them, and they just sat there and just eked by with C's and everything else. And I know they could have gotten A's. Like, they were smart people, but they just felt like they had to be there. Their parents expected them to be there. Society expected them to be there. They weren't going to get a job unless they had a degree, which I'm an education guy. You guys know that. Like, I have a master's degree, and I've invested $100,000 in my education. Yet if my girls, when they're at that position after high school, show up and they're like, Dad, I don't really want to go to college. I want to focus on this. I'm passionate about this. I'm like, cool. Where do we go? What are we looking for? And I'm a school guy. But if I would have had the training available that I have now, like right after high school, I probably wouldn't have gone to college. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have. Because I knew what my passion was. I knew what I wanted to pursue. And so therefore, I sought out the path. I wanted to find that path. It wasn't a have to. It was a want to. See, when people have the have to attitude, they're actually ruled by manipulation. Society's manipulating you to do something that you don't want to do. Society and your parents are selling you on buying something that you don't really want to do. So therefore, it becomes manipulation tactics and fear tactics and ego tactics and fear of missing out tactics and status and power and self-identity tactics rather than persuasion. Rather than listening to what people want and then providing a solution. See, when you have a have to, if you have to show up and exercise, your doctor said you have to move. Coach D says you have to do the membership, or you have to do this program, or you have to work out 7 days a week, you're just not going to do it. Because you're rebelling against the recommendations for what you said you want, which is to heal and counteract your MS. But yet you still rebel against what it is that you actually want. So therefore, you're just going to keep spinning your wheels. So instead, you guys, like, think about the opportunity that you have to literally discover movement, improve your mindset, get educated. Because there's millions of MSers in this world right now that will never, ever know about the MS gym. They will never hear about how to move their body right. They will never hear how to exercise right. They will never get lessons on how to improve their battered mind that is so wrought with depression and anxiety and fatigue. They will never get educated on their condition because the medical system in their country just doesn't do that. You guys have the opportunity right now. And when you put opportunity, when you put a want to, a have to, a desire, and a vision behind the opportunity, dreams come true. See, when you're persuaded and you constantly persuade yourself, that's another form of influence. So when you influence yourself and you persuade yourself, that's a form of inspiration. When you constantly inspire yourself to work on what you want because of what you want to get or where you want to go, it doesn't become laborious. It becomes awesome. Yes, you have to put in effort, but it becomes energizing and not fatiguing. Your life becomes solution focused. Your life becomes relationship focused. Your life becomes hope, faith, and dreaming focused instead of looking at your current reality and just settling for what's in front of you. See, when you're persuaded or when you inspire yourself, you spark the deepest desires of your heart saying, I know I'm better than this. I know I'm greater than MS. I know my life is not going to turn out a sad story laying on a bed all day long in an assisted living home just waiting to die. I want more than that. See, when you're inspired and when you want to change your life, when you want to pursue victory, when you want to get that dream, when you want to design your life, you are consumed with exploring. You are consumed with applying. You are consumed with discovering. You are consumed with creative ways to apply what you're learning. You're consumed with engaging with other people who understand what you're going through, where you've been, where you're going, and you form relationships that help you want to keep going. Like, I know when an MS gymmer is fully engaged because they post things like, I was really fearing vacuuming today because it usually trashes me and I have to stop 3 or 4 times. But I thought about it. Every time that vacuum went forward, I thought BGB, butts, guts, and blades. Every single time we went forward. When I see an MS gymmer at a concert talking about how they have to go from the upper level down to their seats, and they're thinking with every step, BGB, find my balance, breathe. BGB, find my balance, breathe. BGB, find my balance, breathe. When I see people putting up posts like that, then I know that they are engaged and they are all in and they want this. So it's all here for you guys, man. It really comes down to choice, just like everything else. But the thing is, like, you can make the choice to invest in the membership. You can make the choice to post a couple times in the MOC. But if you really are just doing it because I told you that you had to do it and that's what we do here, like, you're not going to be successful. Like I know you can be. You're never going to fully reach the capabilities that you're capable of. You're never going to hit that potential. You're never going to get the victories that you want because you're not fully committed. You kind of have one foot in and one foot out. Kind of lukewarm. So when we talk about full engagement, all in, doing what it takes, that does not mean working out 6 hours a day. In fact, it's getting educated to know your body so well that in an hour or 90 minutes a day, you can get as much work done as someone else who's working out 4 hours a day. You become efficient. You become precise. You become knowledgeable. You become discerning. You become very much more, you become an intelligent athlete about what works best for you. My job is to provide you with the resources and the tools. Your job, and a place to build community and relationships. Your job is to tap into that, explore that, apply that into your vision, see how it works, and then go after it. So I hope this made sense to you guys today. Is that you really have to take some time and ask yourself, and even if you feel like you're all in, still, like, examine your heart and examine your head and see if they're agreeing with each other. Because you could say that you're all in, but your heart may be still like, yeah, but my foot still doesn't lift. You could say you're all in, but still be like, yeah, but I'm having a bad day today. You could say you're all in, but like, yeah, 2 weeks ago, like, I had a flare up, and now I'm back to BGB boot camp chair. Who cares? You're still moving. You're still alive. Every single day that you're in the MS gym, you have an opportunity to actually make gigantic neurologic change in your body. So see if that matches up. And if you're someone who's taken the steps to get enrolled, ask yourself, like, what is it going to take for me to really go all in? What is it going to take for me to really find a dream? What is it going to take for me to really be someone who is constantly exploring and practicing and finding ways that the stuff I learned in the MS gym can actually apply to my life so that my life becomes easier and I start to rule over my MS and it doesn't dictate what happens to me during the day? Because if you can do that, you guys, oh my gosh, like, your whole world will open up. So I appreciate you guys spending time with me today. I hope this makes sense. Please, if you're on the fence of whether you're all in or not, go back and watch this and just start asking yourself the pertinent, important questions of what would it take? What do I need? What is it that I need to do to get fully engaged, to say I'm all in, to want to show up to class, to want to get educated, to want to apply this stuff and really, really, really learn how to better use my body to counteract this nasty illness that affected my life temporarily. But it forced me to start looking at things so that I can live my life victoriously. because that's what it's all about. You may be in a condition of pain, spasticity, cognitive dysfunction, sitting in a chair, whatever it is, and all you want to do is get up and walk. What's it going to take for you to get there? What's it going to take for you to apply effort every day? What's it going to take for you to fully buy into this whole Trevor MS gym thing and the MOC and all these moderators and all these gymmers around me telling me that I can? Like, what's it going to take for me to believe in myself more than they do? Because right now, they believe in me more than I do in myself. How do I make that change? How do I make that transition? How do I make that flip to fully invest in my future and writing my life? So I love you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome week. I'm going to go kick it with my girls, kick it with my wife. I'm taking Misty to an awesome concert tonight for her birthday. We just to get out, have a date night. Cousins are taking care of the girls. They're all excited. So I'm fired up. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Marinate on this stuff. Think about this stuff. Go back this week and just kind of watch some of these Worriers versus Worriers series and really start to challenge yourself and your beliefs into how can I make that transition so that I can be all in, because I want that dream, I want that life, and I want that future that I see everybody else going for. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.